What's up guys, it's Project and Elden Ring has finally released, so I wanted to make a video to help you guys out in the early game. And if you do find the video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more Elden Ring content. For this video, I wanted to share some cool things I found that you can pick up early that'll improve your playthrough, be it damage or flask upgrades or weapons and spells. I'm going to show you how to get a +3 weapon easy peasy in one spot without having to run around the entirety of Limgrave for it. And the rest is just where you could go to if you wanted a certain weapon or spell, as well as flask upgrades early. But first and foremost, when you start the game, make sure to get your horse as soon as possible. You can summon Melina by discovering and resting at 3 graces in the open world. Obviously the starting grace is 1, definitely get the merchant grace here, where you should 100% buy the torch that he sells, as there's many areas that are pitch black where the torch can come in handy. And the Furrow Calling Finger Remedy is how you'll be able to summon for help, so buy that if you want to co-op. Pick up the shard at the anvil, and the last grace will be here, which also has a map fragment in the area, so you actually see how the map looks like. You can also pick up a flail in the chest in this carriage, which will come in handy for quality or dex builds, as bleed is seemingly the most powerful thing early on, where attacking the enemy will build up a hidden meter, and when that meter is full, the enemy will take blood loss for huge damage. From here, go to the next grace across the street, then head down into the lake. This is where you can get 10 shards the fastest, as well as a somber shard for unique weapons. All the enemies here are weak to blunt damage, so backstabs will usually one-shot them even at +0. These enemies can also drop shards, but for the most part you're just going to run around and collect these little spots all over the cave until you get them all. And well, try to have some finesse because the enemies are going to be mad. There's also extra hidden paths by jumping near the elevators that you find, like here, which leads to a somber shard, which is used to upgrade unique weapons such as Reduvia. Once you reach the boss room, kill yourself so you spawn back at the grace, so you don't have to run all the way back, as you can't warp in caves, and the boss drop is not worth the trouble. Go back to the outside and warp back to Gatefront. And from here it's your choice if you wanted to upgrade flask or not, but if so, the next part will add about 10 minutes to your time without the need for combat. From Gatefront, use Torrent to run past every enemy that you see along your way. There is a golden tree on the trail, which gives you a golden seed to get a total of 5 flasks, or 6 if you started with a golden seed as the starting gift. Keep heading straight till you find a grace with an NPC in a shack. Talk to her and then go back down east to get an extra 3 shards for free. Head up north some cliffs till you see a lone giant and grab the crystal tear. Do a 180 back south to safely get off the cliff and then head east. You'll find a shack and a grace with a merchant that sells Ashes of Wars, including Quickstep, which you can attach to most weapons. If you need runes for this or just in general, curve towards the right of the rocks here and there will be a grave with lots of runes. Grab them all and then go further till you reach a field full of giants. There is a statue there with a cut in it. Attract the giant to break it, and your reward is 5 times normal shards and 1 level 2. So that's like 18 total shards in like less than 10 minutes so far. From the giant's field, go back to the shack and follow the road, which will lead to the next grace before a bridge. Run on the left side to pick up even more stones, so now you have enough to upgrade 2 weapons to +3. Across the bridge is a merchant, pass him and start heading down south to another shack for another shard and a grace. Go right directly east for another gravesite for more runes. And towards the cliff are platforms you can take to get down to the bottom. Stick towards the left side and you can get a level 2 shard immediately on your way down before a big bear and wolves ambush you. Hightail it out of there and you'll eventually arrive at a Church of America, which contains a sacred tear, an item that increases the potency of your flask, as well as a flask of physics. And additional flasks you can combine crystal tears with to make cool combinations of buffs and healing, and they refill at the shrine just the same as flask. For the second tier and access to the Roundtable, head back to Stormhill Shack, and this will be the route you take to get to the next church. Follow the road till you see a bunch of trees and go that way instead, which leads to this bridge and Grandma. Pass her, and there's a beetle down below that gives an Ash of War storm wall. Go back up and enter this secret path on the right, and that literally takes you all the way to the next grace. And then the church for the tier. There's also a guy here who sells sorceries in case you didn't pick Astro or George classes, but we're not done. From here, go back to the church with Santa near the beginning. Here, Rena will be waiting and provide you a wolf pack and bell for free. Rena best waifu. Rest here or at the grace we just got in Liurna for Melina to appear and take you to the Roundtable Hold, a hub of tarnished NPCs and some goodies if you have the keys. Here, Faith Bros can get a lot of incantations from Armin here. There's also a blacksmith to upgrade your weapon to +4 now that you have all those shards. And don't forget to upgrade your flask with the seeds and tears, as well as mix your physics potion. If you talk to the blacksmith and go through the dialogue about Roderica, then talk to her and then back to him and reload the roundtable map, she'll be laying down near him as a new smith to upgrade your spirits, which you'll need grave glove wards to do. And the final step is to return to the shack that you found Roderica, which will now have another golden seed there. And that is how you get a +4 weapon, a +3 weapon, 6 +2 flask, and a wondrous potion in about 20 minutes from the start of a new character or so, with minimal combat needed if at all. So insane start, pretty much easy mode for new players if you want to enjoy the game but are not that good at it. This time you can heal better and you can deal more damage, although you still gotta dodge. You can get 3 more tiers by going the down rightmost area of the map, which you'll find the tiers in these locations here. Honestly, this is a must area as it has a crazy item I'll talk about in a bit. And yeah, I hope that path helps you guys out. I know a lot of people rush Margit, but really, there's better areas to go to first. Now some bonus content for getting good spells or gear, but first a combat tip. If you're melee, spam jump attacks, spam charge attacks. The R1 meta is over. The posture system is so crazy that I just been killing most things by just doing that, just spamming jump attacks over and over. It kind of simplifies the gameplay, but it's the mechanic at play, so take advantage of it. Now first off, for faith builds wanting Dragonmancy, you need to go to the Dragon Communion Ruins. Kill Agil in the lake with your +3 or +4 weapon to obtain a Dragon Heart. Its head is its weak spot, and you basically just do charge attacks on horseback to take it down. But kill or not, head to here near the coast on the left side of the starting point. There is a merchant here if you want to buy arrows for archer builds, but otherwise there will be a cave leading to a super easy mini boss. And you can even summon an NPC for the fight as well, super easy mode. But after beating the bosses, instead of taking the monument that transports you back, there is an extra path. So use your torch and navigate it, and upon exit, you will end up on the island Dragon Communion Church is at. So get the grace, pray at the altar, and you can choose 1 out of 3 dragon spells. At the moment, I don't know which is best, so if you do know, comment down below, but the Dragonfire helps a ton with AoE, and it has the least requirements, so you can use it more earlier than the other ones. Now for everyone else, go to the left side of the church. There is a white beetle, kill it, and you get a somber stone. So now you have enough to +1 a unique weapon now if you went to the mines like I said. Nearby that is a corpse, and the reward is a level 2 smithing stone. As far as getting a seal to cast incantations if you didn't start with Prophet, you can buy one from the Twin Maiden Husk in the round table, or if you're a true Draco, watch my video about the early game lock dungeon, which will be in the end screen annotation. But speaking of the round table, there is an invader in the round table if you jump off this ledge here, and once defeated, you can get the Cypher Pata, which are insane fist weapons that are pure faith. They're literally lightsaber fists, hell yeah. Now for Harry Potters, make sure to go here on the map. You'll have to beat Pumpkinhead, but you'll unlock an NPC that can sell you spells. As far as getting a wand, if you didn't start with Astrologer or Prisoner, and this goes for everyone, go to the Agil Worship Temple. In the tunnel, the chest will transport you to a mid-game zone. This place also has tons of upgrade materials, but is harder to clear. But the easy way is just to take the downmost path on the left, and you can reach a grace. Once getting that, there is a new path that opens up to a whole new zone, which is scary as hell. But if you rush over here, this path, you can get another grace. And resting at this one will trigger the Roundtable cutscene from Melina if you didn't get the past one I mentioned earlier. And this is the fastest way to get the Roundtable if you wanted to go there ASAP. But from here, follow this path and eventually you'll get a meteorite staff on this ledge that can't be upgraded, but it deals more damage for spells, so perfect for early game, and saves you having to upgrade your staff for a while. And yeah, now get the hell out of there. Spooky. Now for melee, any giant daggers? What are you, casual? Well, here's the location for the Zweihander. The merchant here sells it for 3,500 souls, which is a great strength or quality weapon. They also sell 3 stone sword keys, which is perfect for unlocking the boss in the warp zone nearby. Upon killing that boss, you get essentially a prisoner chain equivalent item, raising your vigor, strength, dex, and endurance all by 3 points. But you take more damage. It's double-edged, but if you're struggling to meet requirements, this helps a ton. So I would definitely recommend getting it and, well, using it. It's just so good that I don't see any downsides to it. The damage is not that big. And speaking of this area, there's also a scythe in the ruins that are near here, which you should have passed along the way. Now, if you wanted a crazier sword than this Y, the Morn's Castle boss at the bottom end of the map gives you the Grafted Blade Greatsword, which looks incredible, but you need 40 strength. Do you even lift, bro? There's also a whip in the castle as well if you wanted to, you know, whip. But if halberds are more your style, beat the Tree Sentinel at the start of the game and you can get a Strength/Faith Paladin weapon, which has split damage of Holy and Physical. For a great dagger early on, Reduvia is a great pick from the Invader in this area, which causes bleed damage and is quite fun in power stance if you have an extra dagger. This location also has a cave that has a special somebody. I won't spoil it, but they sell a lot of goodies, including more stone sword keys and Margit's chain, an item that can be used against Margit. And lastly, if you don't mind clapping an NPC, which I don't know if there's any consequences or more story to them, but you can get an insane chunky set if you do so. So go back to the shack with the guy that sold you the Ashes of War, and yep, kill him. And you get the Beast Champion set, 57 poise total, and the Devour Scepter, a crazy triple scaling weapon. This thing looks so cool. I can definitely see people making a build for this on a new character. And don't worry, if you do kill him, the bell that it drops can be used with the Twin Maiden Husk in the Roundtable, which will then allow you to buy the same Ashes of War from her. Or both of them, I guess. Them. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope all these new early tips help you guys out. Now I can finally play the game again myself. So if you found the video helpful, smash that like button, comment down below any more cool stuff you guys have found, and subscribe for more Elden Ring epicness.